ain't for everybody.
Stop trying to do everything because then you're gonna get stuff that ends up sounding like
This
this.
is what it means to live in purpose. Yeah. If you ain't know, and all it ever took me was some focus. Yeah. If you ain't know, he told me spit the word without a pulpit. Yeah. If you ain't know, so I ain't letting go of my anointment. Yeah. If you ain't know, you already know what time it never is. Let go. I'm serving scriptures to the bodies that be lost in the street. Man, I ain't letting go of nothing. This the gospel to me. I'm never quitting, man. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm focused on my mission like I'm Moses walking straight through the sea. I got a pocket full of pennies cause my soul changed. Even that my Lord's never joined the dope game. Now I'm getting real comfy, let the coat hang. You know I'm in the building, man. I'm about to blow like propane. If all this rap is an issue, then you could grab a tissue. I'm saving lives with these verses, man. I won't even diss you. You got some hate on your spirit, man. It don't even fit you. You better step out my presence or else my God will fix you. Just know I'm living in purpose to every single daughter. I ain't gonna wait till you give it, man. I'ma take my flowers. Don't need no trophies or glory because he gave me power. I'll just keep repping the kingdom until the final hour. Purpose. Yeah. If you ain't know, and all it ever took me was some focus. Yeah. If you ain't know, he told me spit the word without a pulpit. Yeah. If you ain't know, so I ain't letting go of my anointment. Yeah. If you ain't know, never letting go.
My purpose, man, it's locked down. Can't take it from me, no, not now. Ain't no way I'ma walk out. I'm fighting on for my God's crown. Got a problem with it, that's on you. Get behind me, Satan, watch God do everything that he said he would, and that's all faith, yeah, understood. Yeah, got a calling, we're showing up. Evil spirit need to step down, otherwise I'll be pulling up. Aftermath, y'all see the blood dripping down, got no love for the enemy. Holy, you better be telling my old self that he's dead to me. See these orders coming in, telling me to go spread the message. You can't tie me down, check it, we moving to the objective with anointed sound.
What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to my Tuesday Q&As. All right, let me get this music turned down a little bit so I could address you guys and you guys could hear me well. All right, welcome to my Tuesday music industry Q&As. All right, guys, I guess before I start, I'm just going to update you guys on a couple of things, all right? It's definitely been a very trying couple of days for me, all right? Some of you guys may have noticed that I didn't drop a video last Thursday because, you know, I always do my tech tips on Thursday, Tech Tip Thursdays. I always drop a new video, and I didn't drop one the Thursday that just passed, so my streak is finally broken. I forgot how long I've been able to maintain that streak. You know, I've been doing it since I started the channel, but the streak is finally broken. Now, I will say that it wasn't without effort. It wasn't entirely my fault. Essentially, I lost internet connection for 3 days. There was a whole outage in the area. And as much as I discussed with them that my business depended on it, this, that, and the third, there's nothing we could do when there's outages, but just wait. And I guess be credited for the days we lose the service, right? So I was like, that's fine. Once the internet comes back up, you know, I'll upload it. I'll get it uploaded. I'll get it out there to you guys. But literally, as soon as I basically got my internet back, I ended up having a very bad flu. And I'm still dealing with that flu. So if my voice sounds a little raspy, or if you hear me cough or anything throughout this this live stream, just know that I'm still recovering from a very bad flu, right? But I didn't want to go too long without being there for you guys. I know we're building a community. I know that, you know, a lot of you guys look forward to, you know, getting your music industry tip questions answered and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to make sure that I made myself available regardless of how I felt, right? So I can't promise you guys that I'll be able to do the live for the whole hour, all right, because I'm still very, very weak. I'm on meds, things like that, but I'm gonna do my best to get as much of it in as I can. All right. So with all that disclaimer out the way, all right, let me go, do some housekeeping. All right. Of course, my name again is WesTheTech. I'm a music business coach and I'm a recording artist myself. I love making music and I love helping people grow in their music career, the same as I have grown in mine, right? On Tuesdays, I do my Q&As, which is what we're doing now. And on Thursdays, I release tech tip videos. Most of you have found out about me through my tech tip videos on YouTube, but I'm just here to help you guys out. Now, if for any reason you guys want additional help and you want, more things outside of it, of course, I have my membership club here. With my membership club, I have priority replies to comments, members only exclusive walkthrough videos, and of course, free monthly music business coaching sessions. All you got to do is hit that join button and look into that if you have an interest in anything like that. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I do. So as people are joining in, as people are coming into the chat, definitely say hey, say hi. All right. Let me know where you're actually watching from. And feel free to fill up the chat box with as many music industry tip questions as you guys may have. And like I said, I'm going to answer as much as I can. Hopefully I'll get through the hour. If I don't, I hope you guys understand, because I am definitely under the weather. All right. Eddie Crow, welcome. Thank you for joining in. What's good, bro? Let me know where you're actually watching from. I don't believe seeing your name here before, so welcome. If this is your first time on the live, welcome. Appreciate you for joining in. If you want, you could share your music links. You could drop your questions in the chat, right, so I can answer them for you. All right. San Jose, California. That's what's up. It's probably really, really beautiful during this time of year over there. I'm actually in South Florida, so that's good to know that that means you're watching this early. Man, you're watching this at 9 o'clock. That's what's up. Well, appreciate you for joining in so early. All right. And yeah, just start filling the chat room with your questions. And if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe to the channel. Definitely hit the notification button so that you know when I'm on live, so that you know when I drop a new tech tip, so that you're always informed, because I'm always finding up-to-date information and letting you guys know when it comes to just music industry news in general and things that can affect us as independent artists. All right. Jax, what's going on? Appreciate you for joining in again. Good seeing you again. What's good with you? All right. Broward County, baby, for sure. I was actually born and raised in Broward County myself, so I already know what time it is. All right. Broward County, for those of you who don't know, is a county in South Florida. All right. Not too far, basically Fort Lauderdale, not too far from Miami, but yeah. Let's see. Chris Rapp, what's going on? Thank you for joining in again. Good seeing you as well. All right. What you said, I wish you well with your health, bro. Appreciate that. I'm trust me, I'm a lot better than I was a couple of days ago, man. I couldn't even get out of bed, but I'm feeling at least strong enough to do this. So just bear with me if I'm a little slow to stuff today. All right. Thanks for shipping out. Yeah. I sent you a message. It was actually shipped a couple of days ago. But again, I was sick and I didn't check the notifications, but I sent you the email as soon as I confirmed it, updated the tracking information. So I'm glad that you got that for sure. And yeah, I know it's going to be a blessing to you. All right. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, is this right here. It's the 13 steps to jumpstart your music business. It's basically the 13 steps that I took to put myself in a position to leave my 9-to-5 job so that I could do music full time. All right. So with these steps, you're basically going to position yourself to do the same thing. Of course, you still have to have the work ethic and all of those things, but this is like the roadmap. This is the guideline. This is the roadmap that I took to get to where I'm at. All right. So It's valuable, very, very valuable information. I've always heard good things about people who actually grabbed it. You know, there's plenty of testimonies on it. So if you're struggling with figuring everything out, especially, you know, if you're just starting or something like that, definitely grab that. I do have the ebook version as well, for a lesser cost. So if you just want the ebook and be able to get it right away, you could do that. But as you can see, I do have physical copies as well. All right, guys. Now, and that's what's up, Chris. I know it's gonna help. I appreciate that for sure, for sure. JX says, how can I join for some free coaching? Well, honestly, it's right here, bro. It's literally right here. Just ask whatever questions you want, and I'll answer them. You guys have me here for the whole hour. You know, don't be shy about it. Just ask the questions right on here. And as a matter of fact, the best question that's asked today will get a free gift on me. I always give out a free gift to the best question asked. All right, so don't be shy. I mean, you guys want the questions asked or answered anyway, so just fill them up, and the best question, you might have a chance to win something. All right, and I also have some questions here that I've collected, you know, just throughout the week. I'm always collecting them through the comment sections of my videos. All right, so that I could address them on the live as well, especially if I know that they could basically bless everybody else, right? So definitely tap into that. And I think Eddie might have the first question here. So he says, what is the best thing an artist can do to protect all of their music? All right, so this is actually a very, very good question. All right, there's levels to it, because you would think that it's as easy as just saying, okay, if I have this or if I have that, then my music is protected. But you have to do quite a few things to get your music protected, and it depends how you're trying to protect it. All right, and what I mean by that is, of course, there's copywriting your music, right? You go to, you know, if you're in the U.S., you know, I know Eddie is in Broward County. I think everyone on here is actually in the U.S. At least that's in the chat, that has spoken up in the chat so far, right? Is copyright.gov, right? So if I pull up this screen right here, this is my channel, of course, copyright.gov, right? So this is the actual website, right? Copyright.gov. This is where you actually get to copyright and register your works, right? Now, when it comes to what works do you register, right? It even tells you right here on copyright.gov, right? These are all the works that you can register, right? So photos, selfies, you know, movies, TV shows, video games. But where we're talking about is right here: performing arts, music, lyrics, sound recording, script, stage plays, right? So you could go through the copyright and register your song. Of course, there's a fee to register every single song, everything like that. You see, there's a deposit. Actually, they have an update on the deposit requirements, so you do have to pay for it, right? I always advise, if you're going to copyright, definitely do it in bulk, right? Because it'll cost you more to do one song at a time than just to do a bunch of songs together, right? So that's obviously the most official way, so to speak, to copyright or to protect your music from everything, right? But with music, unlike all the other things that we saw on copyright.gov, music is interesting because there are other ways that you can actually legally protect your music even without the copyright. And that's if you actually own your masters. All right. Now, when people ask me, what is your masters? Your masters is the original recordings of your song. So let's say you recorded your song on Pro Tools, right? The date that it was recorded, the time that it was recorded, all of that stuff is going to be locked in place, right? That original recording file would essentially be your masters, right? So if I go here, you know, just to show you guys, pull up, I'm just going to pull up one of my songs really quickly so you guys can see, right? So boom, boom. Let's say, all right. So this is the go, right? Or even better, let's do, Where is it? All right, No Games, right? No Games. That's the song that's playing right now, right? If we click on this here, right? This is the whole folder, and this is the entire session of the recording sessions of the song that we're listening to right now. These are my masters, right? Not only is will this protect you, but it also will prove when it was recorded. These are the dates that it was recorded, guys. These are the actual dates that the file was created. And what's cool about it, even the original, you could right click on it, even if it's modified, you could actually look at the actual original date it was created. You see this? Created. The original date this was created was Friday, March 25th, 2022 at 8:07 p.m., right? These are the dates that it was modified, which means I went back, changed it, and things like this. But this was the date that it was created, right? This is your master, right? The actual recording file. If you own your masters, that also is a way to protect your music. So let's say somebody steals your music and you don't have a copyright, but you have your masters, that master will hold up in court the same as a copyright will, which is why some artists just don't even copyright their music until much, much later, because they have the masters. Now, if you don't have your masters, then that is something that you absolutely have to get. Now, a lot of artists, they go to a recording studio, they record their song, you know, the recording studio mix and masters the song, and, you know, they just send you the MP3 or the WAV file. They still have the session file, which means that they still have the master. You need to, as an artist, your responsibility is to get the entire session file. So you got to bring an external hard drive, because those files are big, right? So you got to bring an or you know, a flash drive, you know, one of these, you know, a little flash drive. Some of these flash drives are actually pretty big nowadays, so you can hold a lot of stuff in them, right? But get your masters on here. Get every single session file of your song on here, because that's protection as well, right? Getting that master will that will protect you. So I have a recording studio, right? I record a lot of artists. I would say about 80% of my artists never get their masters. They just want the song and then they're done with it. I still have all of their masters. So technically, I own all of their music. Of course, I would never do that to them. You know, if they were to meet that, when they ask me for it, I give it to them. I even tell them, hey, bring a flash drive so you can get your masters. You got to make sure you have that. But a lot of artists don't even care about that until it matters the most, right? So just make sure you're always getting your masters. That's another form of protection when it comes to, you know, protecting your music. But you have to also understand that even with the copyright and even with that, there are still some other things, which is why I said that is a loaded question, because there's a lot that's involved with that, because you also have YouTube, right? Your music may be if you have your masters, but your music isn't copyrighted on copyright.gov, then when someone decides to use your song on YouTube, right, the only way that you could stop them from doing that is either by getting a YouTube content ID or contacting YouTube and letting them know that you have the masters. With them, they're gonna want something like a copyright. I'm sorry, like the actual copyright letter of the song or whatever the case may be to do it. So sometimes you're gonna have to get your YouTube content ID to protect your music on YouTube. All right. Now the dope part about that is that most music distribution companies like Symphonic, DistroKid, and all of them out there, they have YouTube content ID already. So when you release your song, right, you'll have the YouTube content ID, which will protect your music when it comes to YouTube specifically. All right. But those are really the big key areas when it comes to copyright. You know, copyright.gov, owning your masters, YouTube content ID, right? But there are so much others as well. There's your writing, right? PRO, registering with the PRO, that helps protect your music as well. There's so much, and honestly, I could spend a whole hour just talking about all the different things you need to do to protect your music, but those would probably be the ones that I would think of first and foremost. And if you haven't tapped into any one of those things, Eddie, I definitely advise you to do so as soon as possible, because those are the most important forms of protection. Above all else, make sure you get your masters. Above all else, like, you can't even really copyright on copyright.gov without your masters. Make sure you get your masters, because let's say I was a shady producer, right? And you try to go copyright your music on copyright.gov. I could go do the same thing, copyright your music on copyright.gov. Who has more of a rights to it? I do, because I have the masters. You just have an MP3 of it. I have the whole masters. You see what I'm saying? So make sure you're getting your masters, guys. But great question by Eddie. Definitely a great question. Next question is from Eddie here as well. What are 3 or 4 things you can do to protect your music in case you miss my first time actually? Oh, it's the same question. Okay. Yeah, well, I hope I answered that well for you, Eddie. If I did, just give me a thumbs up or whatever. All right. Next up is Chris. All right, we're gonna go ahead and answer his question now. So his question was, any tips on choosing who to collaborate with in making music? Oh, that's such a great question already. Especially concerning artistic chemistry, as well as reliability, and integrity in achieving common goals. Man, that's such a great question. And the reason it's such a great question is because it's not talked about enough, right? The world of collaboration is very, very, very interesting, right? Because number one, oh my gosh, there's just I don't even know where to start with that. Okay, so collaborations are obviously an amazing thing, right? Because essentially when you're collaborating with another artist, essentially what you guys are doing is you guys are combining your fan bases so that your fan bases can listen to a song that both of you guys have, right? So that is honestly necessary, especially if you want to grow in the music industry, especially if you want to be able to connect to a different audience group, right? You do features, you do collaborations, you hop on other people's songs, things like that. It creates an interest for their fan base to find out more about you, especially if they like what you ended up doing with their artists, right? So collaborations are a beautiful thing. I do a lot of collaborations, right? Actually, the song we're listening to right now, the one who's rapping right now, he's a collaboration. I got 2 artists on this track, right? So when it comes to collaboration, there's a lot that you have to consider, right? The first thing you have to consider is there going to be a fee to collaborate with this artist? Because some artists will ask you for a certain amount to be able to collaborate with them. Now, here's where it gets tricky, right? Because let's say they say, okay, $300 for the collaboration. All right, fine, $300 for the collaboration. I'm sorry, but they're still getting a percentage of the song in the back end because they're on the song. They wrote their part to the song. You get what I'm saying? So there's so many things. And I think an ad is running right now. Ads will run shortly for some viewers. Okay, for some viewers. So it's not for all viewers. So I can keep going. All right. So essentially with the, geez, I lost my train of thought for a second. That ad thing popped up and messed me up. Okay. So yeah, they'll charge you for the collaboration, right? But then they're still getting a percentage of the song on the back end, right? So for example, I had an artist one time who asked me that same thing. He asked me for $300 for the feature. I know my stats. I know how much I make off of each song, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, you want $300 up front for the collaboration for this song, right? But I am going to make more off of this, but we're going to make more off of this song than $300, right? If I'm charging you $300, if you're charging me $300 to begin with, and then you're going to get practically maybe, I don't know, maybe another 1,000 percentage wise afterwards, I'm not going to pay you 300 up front because I know that my music is going to be successful enough that it's going to be more than that. Now I get it if you're collaborating with an artist who doesn't have the following, doesn't have the fan base, or doesn't put up those numbers, and it's like, yo, if I don't do this 300, I'm basically not going to make any money at all. And I get that. That makes sense, right? That makes perfect sense. If that's the case, I get it. I'm not going to argue that at all, right? Because it's like, honestly, I'm just doing this for the love. $300, I know this song ain't going to do nothing anyway. But what if it did, right? So I had to literally I wasn't talking to the artist. I was talking to the manager. I had to literally contact the manager and was like, listen, man, you're asking $300 for this feature. You're going to make way more than that once it's released. So I don't want to pay that for that, especially since at least in my opinion, we were close to the same level, so it didn't make any sense to me. So I ended up having to pass up on the collaboration because it just didn't make sense numbers wise, and these are things that you could run across right now. The reliability, like you said, Chris, is another big thing, right? I have artists that, I'm working on a project right now. I have artists that I'm still waiting on the features to come. Matter of fact, there was one artist I had to swap him out because I don't know what happened to him. He just stopped everything, so reliability is something you got to deal with as well, because some, they're artists too. They have their own music going on. They're doing their own thing as well. So, staying in pace and just communication, all of that thing can be an issue too. These are issues that I personally have run across, right? Integrity. I've never run into integrity issues with artists specifically. I have with managers. Right. I've had managers who would give me a certain amount. They would like, okay, for this feature collab, it's going to be 200. Next time I talk to them, it's 300. Next time I talk to them, it's 400. And I'm talking about within the same month. And it's like, okay, you don't have any integrity. How does the price keep changing every time we have a conversation? Like, that's not how people do business. You don't go to Walmart and see the price on tag on something. You walk out the aisle, walk back into the aisle, and it's just different price. That's not how it goes. Your price is your price. If it's 400, just tell me 400 straight up, and then we can move on from there. But these are things that you might deal with as well. It might come from artists. I've never dealt with it from the artists, but I've definitely dealt with it through managers. And you guys got to remember, I do Christian hip hop. I do Christian music. So everyone that I collaborate with, well, not everybody, but most of the people I collaborate are actually Christian artists as well. The manager that I'm referring to that did that to me, that kept changing the price, he was representing a Christian artist. So in my mind, I'm like, if a Christian manager can do this, I can't even imagine what other managers and what other artists would do as well. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, if you don't got no integrity, then okay, then everything else is damned, I guess. You get what I'm saying? So that is something that you got to be on the lookout for as well, especially when it comes to collaborating. But what I would say, me personally, what I would say has been the most successful and best collaborations that I personally have ever had would be with people that I've actually became friends with. People that I actually knew. A lot of my features are artists that I actually personally work with. Like, they come to my studio and record with me, right? For those of you who don't, record others and things like that, you kind of want to see what they're about, right? Like on social media, like what kind of content they're posting, right? You don't want to feature with someone who's not going to promote. If they don't promote their own music, why do you think they're going to promote y'all features? You get what I'm saying? So you want to have, at least a running mate who that is going to at least push it as much as you're going to push it. These are all things that you have to consider as well. But you definitely want to make sure that, like you said, not just the artistic chemistry, right? Because the artistic chemistry can be there. That's easier. But just general chemistry, just general friendship chemistry. Like, yo, is this somebody that you could generally be a friend with outside of this particular job or this particular project? I know some people look at it a little different, like business is business and things like that. But trust me, I have talked to some very, very major artists and artists who used to be major at one point, and they still talk about certain collaborations that they wish they never did, right? And it's because they never liked the person. They never liked the person. The person, it was just a business move rather than a genuine move. You get what I'm saying? And that's things that you have to consider as well. But definitely a great question, Chris. You want to keep that's in mind. There's a lot to keep in mind with that. But the last thing I would also say with that is, try to find people more locally. Try to find people more locally. That way you guys can actually link up. You guys can spend time with each other. You guys can actually hang out. You guys can create together, right? You guys can understand each other more. You guys can do all of those different things, right? Like I said, most of my artists, we were sitting side by side when we were collaborating. Only a few of them, it was through the internet, but most of them, we were side by side, you know, and I've had people fly in side by side. You get what I'm saying? It's way better because you could just throw on a beat and you guys could just grow and really learn from each other. So that is what I would definitely recommend when it comes to collaborating. All right. But yeah, that's my take on that. But great question, Chris. Let me know if you got all of that, because I know there was an ad that was popping up and things like that for some of you guys. But yeah, I'm still trying to get this ad stuff figured out. But yeah, that's that right there. I guess the next question, as you guys are building and thinking of more questions here, I'll go ahead and answer one of the questions that I have stored that I've been stacking up, and it's right here. All right, so this question, let me see. Let me make sure, because I know some questions I might have already last week. I don't remember if I completely cleaned this out from last week. Let me see. Bene. No, I did that one last week. Hey, thanks for just wondering if you I did that one last week, and I did that one last week. Aha, that's the next one. All right, and you know what? Look at that. That one is literally like almost in line to what the question Eddie had in regards to copywriting. This is another thing. This is for producers, right? So the question was asked on BeatStars Beat ID versus YouTube Content ID. Now remember, Eddie and everybody else watching, YouTube Content ID protects your music when it comes to YouTube, right? BeatStars have Beat ID. Now that's specifically for producers. So what BeatStars created, they created a way that you could protect your beats off of YouTube. So if you were to go to YouTube right now and put free, I don't know, Lil Wayne type beat, right? That beat, it has a YouTube Content ID on there, right? But BeatStars is the one who applied that content ID. BeatStars have created their own ID called the Beat ID to protect it outside of YouTube and everywhere else as well, right? So it's just another form of copywriting, but this is specifically for producers, for beats alone. No vocals, just beats, all right? But the question was from Little Shrimp D, all right? I'm assuming Beat ID and copyright are two different processes, right? If so, should a producer copyright their work and add Beat ID? Yes. To answer the question, yes, they are two separate processes. Remember, copyright is copyright.gov. There's no other official way to copyright. That is the official U.S. government copyright office website, copyright.gov. Nowhere else will you get that copyright. That's where you get it, right? So if you're looking for the word copyright specifically, that's where you have to go. Beat ID is, again, just to protect your beat through all of those different means when it comes to, you know, different websites and things like that. But yeah, this is not the same question, but it's just another form of protecting your music that I was discussing before. So that was a great question as well. Let me take these three here and let me tag these with a color. Boom. No, what did I do? Okay, I think I'm supposed to do it this way. Boom. Yeah, here we go. Tag. All right, cool. All right. Now, I'm sorry guys. It's a lot. This is difficult. All right, so next question is here. And I see you, Chris. Thanks, man. It really helps out. I'm gonna sign off now. Grace and peace. All right, appreciate you for joining in. Thanks for joining in. I'll see you next week for sure. I'm glad I was able to answer that for you. All right, so this question was asked on the video DistroVid new music video distribution service. All right. I don't know if you guys know about DistroVid, but DistroKid has decided to make their own music video distributing service that was very similar to Symphonic and all of those different places out there that actually release music videos. All right. Now, when you distribute music videos, I know some of you guys are wondering, okay, where is that going to go? Right. Well, when you distribute your music video, it'll go to places like Vivo. All right. A Vivo channel would be created and it will go to Vivo. It would go to Apple Music. It would go to iTunes Music. All right. Where you can see music videos, it'll show up on there, and it'll actually show up in, just any other places that music videos would be. But they basically would distribute your music video into any of those places, right? Now, with that being said, the question was from DD Jackson Poetry Project. The question was, but isn't Symphonic a one-time fee versus DistroVid where you have to keep paying in perpetuity if you want your video to stay up? So in the long run, couldn't Symphonic be cheaper depending on your individual circumstances? Great question by DD Jackson. And to answer it quite bluntly, yes, he is absolutely correct, right? Because it really depends on the circumstance, right? So let's pull this up here, right? So we can make sense of what he's saying, right? So let's look up DistroVid, right? This is again to distribute music videos, right? Can I do this here? Am I still logged in? No, I'm not. Okay. Can I get to this without logging in? Please help me. Not DistroKid, DistroVid. DistroVid music video. I would have remembered. It's just okay, music, here we go. This is where I needed to go. Okay. So upload unlimited music videos for only $8.25 a month, right? $99 billed annually. So, and these are the places that the music videos will show up. It'll show up on Tidal, on Vivo, like I mentioned, TikTok, Music, Boomplay, Apple Music, right? Now, yes, $99 a year. You can do as many music videos as you want, right? So if you think to yourself, if I drop 4 music videos, I just have to pay $99 and I could keep doing as many music videos as I want. But you have to keep paying that annual fee to keep it up. So that's the downside. And as Didi said, it can cost you more in the long run because you have to keep paying that $100 a year forever, right? Versus Symphonic, right? Symphonic. Oh my gosh, I didn't even spell that right. Okay, Symphonic music. Come on. Music video distribution. All right, here we go. So Symphonic music distribution, music video distribution, it's a one-time fee. You just pay the one time, right? All right, and so which is $95 for each music video, right? Now, as we discussed, DistroKid is $99 for the whole year, and you could release as much as you want. This one is $95 per video. So same scenario, if you have 4 music videos, you're paying basically $400, right? For the basic plan. Now the plus plan is $150, right? Now if you want to know the difference, I think here they are right here. To me, the plus plan never seemed that much more worth it, but here we go. The base plan is Tidal, same as on DistroVid, right? Apple Music, same as DistroVid, right? Vivo, same thing. Boomplay, did they have Boomplay? Yeah, Boomplay is there too, right? Vibe Streams is not over here, right? And then Vimeo is not over here. So technically, Symphonic has more, right? But, and this would be for $150 more, you get these places, which is basically like some extra stuff. Is it necessary? No. So if you ask me personally, I would probably go with Symphonic because you just paid a one-time fee and be done with it. The only difference is with DistroKid, the only difference that you don't see up front and that you also have to consider is the back end. And what I mean by that is DistroKid, you keep 100% of your earnings. 100% of it. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, guys. You guys weren't able to see none of that. All right, but here we go. I'm so sorry. Again, under the weather, I apologize. But this is DistroVid, right? There's the price right here, $9 a year. All right, and this is Symphonic, right? $95 per song, base plan, right? $150 for the plus plan, right? And these are the differences. This is what comes in the base plan. If you compare that to these over here, it's the same thing, but Symphonic has two more. These two right here, right? And DistroKid doesn't, or DistroVid, I'm sorry. DistroVid is $100 a year. Symphonic is $95 per video. I don't count the $150 because, again, these don't really matter to me. This is what you would be paying that extra, what, $60 for or $55 for. I don't think it's necessary. But if we're just looking at this, right, one music video, $95, $99 for the year. 4 music videos, $400, $99 for the year. Pay forever, $99, or just pay the one time, Symphonic, right? Most people would obviously go with Symphonic, pay one time and you're done with it. But like I was saying, you guys, the back end is where the difference is. The back end is right here, right? With DistroVid, you keep 100% of your earnings, 100% of it. With Symphonic, you don't, right? So yes, you pay that up front, but they're going to be getting a percentage forever. Just like you would be paying the other thing forever, they would be getting a percentage forever. I forgot what the percentage is right offhand. I don't remember what the exact amount is, but I know I do have a video on Symphonic, so I will share that video. I'll share that video with you guys, and then you guys will be able to see exactly what that amount is. Should I use Symphonic for music? Yeah. In here, I explain everything about Symphonic. All right. And there is a percentage. All right. But you guys make the decision for yourself. All right. That's the video that I have on Symphonic. And you know what? I might as well just give you the video on DistroVid as well, because I have one for that as well. And, you know, you just make your choice. You know, there's pros and cons to both. There's pros and cons to both, but it's really up to you. And like Didi said, honestly, it's all circumstantial. Whatever fits for you. If you're someone, you know that you're going to be doing this for a long time and you're pumping out like 8 music videos a year, DistroVid might be your best bet, because if you're considering the cost of actually making each music video and then releasing it, paying, 8 videos, that's $800 versus $99. You know, it's pros and cons to both. And honestly, guys, with the music industry, that's what you're going to find out a lot. You're going to always find that there's going to be so much pros and cons to so many things, which is why it's difficult to make decisions. It's difficult to make which music distribution company to go with. That's a hard decision to make because of the pros and cons. You know, look at copyright. Look how complex copywriting is, right? So it's like, should I pay the extra for copyright.gov? Or should I just hold on to my masters? But dang, I still need to get YouTube content ID. It's like this with literally everything that has to do with the music industry, which is why I make the channel, which is why I made the book, which is why I provide all of these tools and resources to just try to ease the pain, to try to make it easier for you guys to understand, to try to make, you know, just the process of learning about this music industry easier, because it is complex. It is wild. You know, royalties is one of the most complex things in the music industry, and it's like the most important thing for us as artists because royalties is how we get paid, right? But it's a lot, right? But thankfully, you know, I have my channel. I have my videos out there to help. Of course, there's others out there that's also helping this way as well. You know, just stay on YouTube University, keep Googling, keep researching, keep finding out more information, and keep aligning yourself with people who know. That way you're able to actually grow the way that you need to grow as an independent artist. All right, guys? Fitness for Care, thank you for joining in. Thanks for still showing up while under the weather. You're a real MVP. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. I'm trying. Right. All right, so where we at? Look, my battery about to die on my phone. Okay, yeah. I think I'm gonna take that as a sign, guys. All right, so we're gonna end it a little short today, guys. Yeah, I gotta go lay down. But we did have some great questions. Some great questions on here. Jada Wizard, I see you, bro. What's going on? Thank you for joining in on IG. All right, we had some great questions all over the place here on YouTube. All right, so now I'm gonna pick the winner, and then we're gonna close out here. All right, the best question that was asked today, I believe. Give me 1 second. Let me go through them again. All right, and I appreciate the love for and the support for me getting better because it's been rough. To Eddie's questions about protecting the music, that one's great. Chris had a great question with choosing collaborating. Oh, that was a great question as well. All right. It's gonna be between the two of you guys. All right. Did I do a video on protecting all? All right, so here's the thing. Here's how I usually make my decisions, right? I usually, the winner is usually someone who can ask me a question that I haven't already did a video on, right? So if it inspires me to do a video on it, and I haven't done a video on it yet, they typically will be the winner, right? Now, I'm sorry, I got to double check here. But I think I did do a video on features. So let me double check. Maybe not. You know, I did one before. I know I did. I might have to do a new one. Should I do features? I don't know. I forgot what I titled it, to be honest. It's not coming to. Should I charge for features? That's what it was. So it wasn't entirely the same question. Okay. So that makes it tougher. All right. I will do a more up-to-date video. They both was really great questions, and they both but I definitely have done videos on protecting your music. I've talked about PROs. I've talked about copywriting and all of those things. So, Eddie, you had a great question, buddy. But the winner for today is definitely going to have to be Chris. All right, Chris, with the question of any tips on choosing collaborating. All right, that's a great question. That's a video that I feel like I have to do. There is so much to talk about, and I'm surprised that the only video that I've done so far is should you charge for features. I think I just did that video just to let people know, like, yo, you shouldn't charge people for features, especially when you're just starting out. You want to release as much music as you can and feature with as much people as you can, especially in the beginning, right? But I do have to do because even this video was 2 years ago, and I've learned a lot about features and collaborate with artists since then. So yeah, I will do a more up-to-date video on there. So Chris, it's official. You are in fact the winner of the ebook, or the book that we discussed, that I've been discussing earlier, the 13 Steps to Jumpstart Your Music Business. All right, you will actually win the ebook version of it. All right, Chris. So what I would like for you to do is to follow me on Instagram. All right, and then send me a message on Instagram. But before you send a message, make sure you follow me so it doesn't go in like the spam folder or whatever the case may be. So follow me first, send me the message, all right? And then I'm going to tell you what you have to do from your end to actually download it. But big congrats to you, Chris. Everybody else who's still watching, just give Chris a big shout out. Big congrats to him for winning. All right. Again, Chris has won the 13 Steps to Jumpstart Your Music Business ebook. All right. So big shout out to that. Brian, what's going on? Prayers joining late. All good, brother. Thank you for joining in. And just being a part of community. I appreciate it no matter how late you join, man. Good seeing you. Good hearing from you for sure. Congrats, Chris. Yes. Congrats, Chris. Good job for doing your thing, bro. Great question. Again, reach out to me on IG. All right. And then we'll go from there. All right. But that's pretty much it, guys. That was the live for today. All right. Well, I almost made it. I'm a 10 minutes short, but I'm sure you guys will forgive me. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. All right. I will have my tech tip released Thursday. Again, I apologize for not releasing last Thursday. Internet issues for 3 days straight. Couldn't account for that. And, of course, this flu, I definitely couldn't account for as well. So it is what it is. The streak is broken. The streak of Thursday tech tip videos is broken, but it just gives me motivation to start a new one, right? But that's pretty much it, guys. I appreciate you guys for all joining in. For sure, speedy recovery. Man, I'm about to go TheraFlu it out right after this, but all right, guys, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you all for joining in and spending time with your boy. Thank you for having some great questions today, because I couldn't do these lives without you guys and without these great questions. So I appreciate you guys so much. And I also appreciate those of you who watch this after the fact. A lot of people watch it after, and things like that. So I just want to say a huge shout out to you guys as well. You guys aren't forgotten. I see you guys. I appreciate you guys for watching as well. All right. But that's pretty much it, guys. And I'll see you next week, Tuesday noon, for our live Q&As. Peace.
God's crown. Got a problem with it, that's on you. Get behind me, Satan, watch God do everything that he said he would, and that's all faith, yeah, understood. Yeah, got a collar, we're showing up. Evil spirit need to step down, otherwise I'll be pulling up. Aftermath, y'all see the blood dripping down, got no love for the enemy. Holy, you better be telling my old self that he's dead to me. See these orders coming in, telling me to go spread the message. You can't tie me down, check it, we moving to the objective. With anointed sound, getting prophetic, y'all can't reject it. But with God, we make a move strictly because he said it. Woo. Ignore all the people that don't want to see you do it for the kingdom. Glory be given to God, we don't deserve it. When the yang comes, he's putting his heel right on the back of the neck, killing a serpent. The battle is already won, so
this is what it means to live in purpose. Yeah, if you ain't know, and all it ever took me was some focus. Yeah, if you ain't know, he told me spit the word without a pulpit. Yeah, if you ain't know, so I ain't letting go of my anointment. Yeah, if you ain't know, never letting go. See, we only living in the purpose that God put us in, you feel me? Never letting go. So never mind who you thought we were. Never letting go. I know you feel like you the gatekeeper and everything. Never letting go. But it ain't up to you. Yeah. You already know what time it is. Yeah. I'm feeling like David. Yeah. Like David. Yeah. Can't nobody slay me. Yeah. You can't slay me. I feel like Moses. Yeah. Big Moses. Yeah. Can't nobody hold me. Yeah. Can't nobody. Yeah. I feel like Daniel. Yeah. And what up, Daddy? Yeah. Can't nobody face me. Yeah. You can't face me. I feel like Joseph. Yeah. Big Joseph. Yeah. Can't nobody break me. Yeah. Can't nobody break me. Listen, why these haters tweaking? Acting like I don't need it. All of my pockets bleeding. All of my sneakers speaking. Never had a pot to piss in. Made a lot of dumb decisions. All of my sins forgiven. Now I got ammunition, no competition. This is the product cause they ain't resilient. I'm gonna make it, don't need an opinion. Ain't gonna fumble, I'm here on a mission, I'm already winning. This is the vision, feeling like Jesus in front of the millions. Making my mark with some bread and some fishes. Can't take the heat to get out of the kitchen. I'm feeling like David. Yeah. Can't nobody slay me. Yeah. I feel like Moses. Yeah. Big Moses. Yeah. Can't nobody hold me. Yeah. No. Yeah. I feel like Dale. Yeah. Big Daddy. Yeah. Can't nobody face me. Yeah. I feel like Joseph. Yeah. Big Joseph. Yeah. Can't nobody break me. Yeah. Listen. Stacking the green, I stay in the lab. Heat up the curry, I'm making a splash. Brother, he made me with clay in his hand. Shooting my shot like I'm Kevin Durant. From London to France, I cannot wait till I see all the beautiful cities and land. That is the plan, so I'm gonna need all my checks in advance. Do what I can, even without the best microphone. I'm finna make me a jam. Thanking my God for the things that I have. Turning my water to wine in the flash. Living in fear is a thing of the past. Ignoring the hate that I hear on